exciting news for Auburn right here. New pitcher Griffin Graves makes his season debut right here, right now for the junior out of Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah, it really is big news, Grant, for him first and for Auburn second, because he came in August for the season really kind of expected to be maybe a Friday night guy before Auburn knew how good of a find they had in Jake Marciano from Virginia Tech. And he pulled a muscle in maybe January, like oblique, deep abdominal muscle, and just has not been able to get better. But here he is. The fastball can run to 95, not a real big guy, but can really spin the breaking ball. Will bump some 95, and they're glad to have him back out there.
Takes a moment before he takes the top of the hill.
Been throwing live batting practice, and they have scrimmages during the week. So the guys that don't get a lot of reps on weekends, they will have live scrimmages with arms and hitters to keep everybody sharp, and he's gotten some work in those.
And his first pitch of the season is a strike. Greg LaChance, 0 for 2 tonight.
There you see it. It's just a quick downhill release point. Hard to pick up, and really for a guy that's 5'10", he pitches like he's 6'4". Gets down the hill with it, four-seam fastball.
What makes it seem like it's 6'4"?
Well, it's such a high arm slot. So you picture, Graham, a bowling ball on a 45-degree angle with a metal bat that's round trying to hit it. That's what he does. He just gets over top and he finishes really well. You hear talking football all the time about guys running downhill. This guy pitches downhill.
It's a close pitch that misses. 3-1.
Good breaking ball. I've always thought he looked like he was about 14 years old. He just looks so young.
3-1, softly hit up the middle. McCrane has it. Zips it over to first base in time to put away LaChance for the out.
I don't know that Auburn knew what they had at short in Brandon McCrane when they signed him out of Linwood Academy over Phoenix. They had him in first base a little bit. They had him in the outfield. But, man, it's two plays tonight, and they have looked really easy, and they're not. Pretty hard plays defensively.
First pitch to Trey King is in the dirt. Also McCrane, a little bit taller shortstop as well.
He is prototypical.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like Bobby Witt with the Kansas City Royals, and Auburn has had a lot of good ones. Ryan Bliss, Will Holland. They've had some really good ones, and he's another one that's going to be there for a couple of years and be a good one, I'm sure. He'll fill out. He'll probably add some more weight. I mean, he's a guy that's going to be an elite draft prospect here. He's a redshirt freshman, which means his draft year will be next year.
Yeah, not everybody can look like Connor Griffin for the Pittsburgh Pirates, making his major league debut as a 19-year-old.
It's incredible. And made it look easy through the minor leagues. Kid out of Mississippi over there around your stomping grounds, and just done nothing but mash since he was probably 9 years old.
Yeah. Signed to play at LSU, so he could be playing in the SEC right now.
Instead, you're in the big leagues. Take your pick. Omaha or the big leagues? It's really kind of a difficult decision. I think it worked out pretty good for him.
That's high and tight. 3-2 on Trey King. Smacked a double last time he was up. The 3-2. So at the start of this at bat, Guevara was almost all the way to home plate. Now he's pretty deep at third.
Yeah, you shift back with 2 strikes. And what you're saying is, okay, if you want to bunt one or try to bunt with 2 strikes and risk a strike, go ahead, but we're not going to let you hit a ball past us.
That's fouled off the foot. Looked like a King. 3-2 it stays.
Auburn had a big loss in their bullpen. They had a right-handed pitcher, Drew Whalen, who was throwing really well.
Yeah.
And he hurt himself. And I think he had Tommy John. So this is big right here. To get a guy like Griffin Graves back and fill that hole down the stretch halfway through the conference is going to be huge for them.
That's outside for ball 4. So Trey King reaches for the second time tonight. That is the first walk for an Auburn pitcher. Brings up Luke Williams. He has had quite the night. He's got a single. He's made a couple of great plays defensively in left field. Good block by the catcher, Fralick.
And again, just proves the theory with the angle of the bat. Doesn't have to look perfect until you get to the hitting position. Tony Gwynn was big on that. I heard Tony Gwynn speak years ago, just a wonderful person and maybe the greatest hitter of all time. And he spoke for about an hour to the San Diego Padres minor leaguers and must have said, watch this pitch, get to the hitting position 100 times in about a 15-minute video. The point is, when that foot gets on the ground and you're ready to hit, you got to be square, and Luke Williams is. The barrel comes up a little bit. But again, as long as you take A to B, get the barrel to the ball, you can hit anywhere.
Wouldn't you love to watch Tony Gwynn in today's game?
Oh, my God.
Just what that would look like.
He wouldn't like it with the bat flips and the pimping around and the doing the two-step at third base when you hit home run. He would probably not fit in that well. He was kind of an old-school guy with great respect, you know, for the game.
Williams takes a strike. It's 3-1. Well, a lot of people forget, you know, he was a college coach as well.
He was.
Head coach for Steven Strasburg. And
yeah, died way too early.
Runner heads for second. Williams has a base hit to left field. So the hit and run executed perfectly for Jack State there.
Yep. It's a 3-1 count, so it's probably more of a run and hit. You know you're going to get a fastball, so you're going to swing the bat with 3-1 count, and he did. And then the shortstop breaks in on the run, and now the middle's wide open. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, see, there's the run first. And so, yeah, he's going on the pitch, and the middle opens up. Bullpen is getting hot now. I think that's Brewer, who's been very prominent in the Auburn bullpen. He didn't pitch this weekend against Arkansas. And I think there's probably a feel for Griffin Graves. I think you want him to have success. You don't want to leave him hanging out there with his first outing. Get his feet wet and start building him. There you see Brewer, Michigan State transfer. Has closed a couple of games. Has thrown in the middle of the innings a couple times. Unfortunately, with a 7-0 lead for Auburn, it's really becoming just get some work kind of game. Let's just get them out there and get them some work and hope that the offense can get going and maybe come back.
So all the pitch count and balls and strikes for Graves. Remember, he's making his season debut tonight.
And is there anything prettier, Graham, than a well-executed, whatever you want to call it, run and hit, hit and run? Is there anything prettier when it's done to perfection? The prettiest one is when the ball's hit to the right side and the runner goes first or third. That's when it's really fun to watch. Unless you're the team that it happens against, it's not much fun. But if you're a baseball fan, it's just a thing of beauty.
And we've seen Jack State manufacture several runs tonight. This game started, we had a 7-pitch first inning, and Jack State scored 3 runs.
On 7 pitches. Right. 3 bunts and a bomb, right? Bunt, 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 bomb.
Pate.
Right at us. Think you could have caught that?
I wasn't going to try. I'm thankful for this net.
It's coming at about 104 miles an hour.
Couple hits tonight for Jackson Pate in that leadoff spot. Drives it to right field. McCrane makes the catch for the out.
And he has an absolute, what we call a hand cannon, does Mason McCrane. He made a throw back in the early part of the season when a guy tried to tag up, and he's pretty deep, and he absolutely gunned him. So good decision there by Jackson State. They weren't going to go anyway, but that guy's got a cannon. Back to the top. No, we're Caleb Johnson. Sorry, we were at the top. Pay attention, huh? This guy's had a good night. Couple of hits, line drive out, played great defense, run the bases.
Got a pair of hits. Jack State 5 for 9 tonight with runners in scoring position. Caleb Johnson, he's approaching 200 career games played at Jack State.
Well, it really says something too. We touched on it, Graham, earlier. He stayed there. He stayed there through the hard days. He stayed there when Coach Case retired. He stayed there when the team was awful. I think they won maybe 18 games the first year. And now look at what's going on. Good for him.
Yeah, 18 and 34 in 2024, just 5 wins in Conference USA. That was their first season in Conference USA.
I watched them one night play Troy on the network, and they used 16 pitchers in a game.
Sounds like a long game.
Coach Beazer wasn't having it. If you didn't throw a strike, you were out.
Got a green light on 3-0.
Yeah, yeah. Pour a little salt in the wounds if you're over the orange and blue dugout.
You mentioned Coach Case, by the way. He's here.
Yeah.
He's the radio analyst for
Yeah.
Jack State baseball games. Also does some of their ESPN Plus stuff. Longtime head coach at Jack State.
Got the stadium done, took over for Coach Abbott. Got the stadium done. It's a good pitch. I don't know where that was. I guess, but there he is right there with the headphones on. He was Mississippi State for a long time, Jacksonville State. Great baseball guy. The stadium is beautiful. It's a smaller version of this, but it's gorgeous and really puts them in position, Graham, if they keep this up, to host. That's what the NCAA want.
Yeah.
They want nice places where teams can host. I think we'll get a pitching change. And Griffin Graves is going to be fine. It's his first time out. It's hard to come into a situation like this and you know, be your best, and he wasn't tonight, but it's a start for him.
Jack State has loaded the bases. 2 outs in the inning. Pitching change for Auburn. We'll tell you all about the new pitcher when we come back to the Plains. Good news, bad news for Auburn and Griffin Graves. Season debut, but he is responsible for leaving the bases loaded here.
Yeah, and walks hasn't been his history. Excuse me. Got a little yawn on you there, Graham. Not tired of you. Just, a little yawn. But, yeah, walks hasn't been his history. But it's his first time out. He hadn't faced a hitter probably since October in fall ball because he couldn't pitch all January. So, first time out for him, and that brings on the Michigan State transfer, Garrett Brewer, who's been really good. He was the closer early, closed a couple games, and Hetzler has thrown so well, he's kind of stepped in there. But numbers aren't great, but he really had one bad outing where he got knocked around, gave some runs up. Stuff's pretty good. Fastball run around 92 with a good breaking ball.
Does have 3 saves, as you alluded to. That was in the early portion of the season.
Yeah. You really feel like Jacksonville State's one big swing away from this game being over. When they are dominating on the mound, I know it may be over at 7-0, but one more big swing from Cooper Blauser, couple runs scored, and that could be the night.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Cooper Blauser takes the first pitch strike.
Auburn did really well in the portal. Of course, the highlight is Marciano, who's been, I think right now, Graham, the conference pitcher of the year on Friday nights. He has just been that darn good. I know those other guys throwing great as well, but this guy was another one in Brewer.
0-1, hammered in the gap, left center field. This will do all kinds of damage. Cooper Blauser adds on to the Jack State lead. He clears the bases. It's 10-0 Jack State.
And he did it, right? We mentioned it, one more big hit. And that could put the icing on the cake right there outside of a complete fall apart by the pitching staff for Jack State.
He's hitting nearly 700 this season when the bases are loaded.
Got a fastball in the middle and just smoked it.
Hit it in the perfect spot, too. In the gap, left center field. In that triangle area. 10-0, Jack State with a statement tonight on the road.
Stunner, isn't it? Absolute stunner.
That's 11 doubles for Cooper Blauser, by the way. That leads Jack State. Runs in his family. His dad, Jeff, was a big leaguer for 13 years. 2-time All-Star.
Played for the Braves, great player. Started at Clemson. Whatever happened there, didn't find a home. Boys found one here, hadn't he?
No doubt about it.
I've said it too many times tonight. This team is legit. This team is absolutely legit.
Yeah, you don't go 12-0 by accident.
Nope, absolutely not. In that conference especially. But to come in here and do this to a team that had a really good weekend against Arkansas, feeling better about themselves, ranked number 10 in the country. You think about Oral Roberts 2 years ago getting to Omaha, Coastal Carolina, a powerhouse mid-major, Southern Miss. Jacksonville State's climbing into that category with the season they're having.
2-1, lifted out of play. And you touched on it earlier. They really do have excellent facilities.
They do.
Great stadium. Remember, they got hit by a tornado not that long ago.
That's right. That's exactly right. Very tragic up there. Coastal Carolina has become the standard for mid-major baseball. It can be done. Now, you got to have a really nice stadium. You got to have a great coaching staff. They don't have a big pot full of money to give guys NIL money. You just got coach guys. And they've done that. And a big inning there for the Jackson State Gamecocks.
Swing and a miss, but Jack State 3 runs on 2 hits. 10-0 Jack State over Auburn.